We all attributed. Oh my god! Besides, today we're playing another different type of horror game. This horror game is a microphone control horror game. This game is basically a reading game. And y'all know I freaking hate reading, bro. I suck at reading. I don't like reading at all. Literally don't like reading. I don't like reading, but this is just a little practice, you know what I mean? I just found out this game. This game was made in 2019. I didn't even know this game ever existed. There's actually a freaking horror game where, like I said, a microphone where you read a book and it tracks every word that I'm saying in the microphone. Like we just read a book. It's like
reading a book in real life.
Here we go. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're playing Midnight Evil. If y'all heard about this game, then I don't need to like explain it. And like I said, I'm not really good at reading. But y'all probably like, how did this guy not know? You know what? Let's just get started, bro. As the clock approaches midnight, William Grinkle was fast asleep. Okay, so yeah. We're just in our bed. We're trying to read a book with kind of interest. I didn't even know this game existed, bro. I just found out yesterday. He woke up to a strange sound coming from the attic. Uh-oh. What was it? What was the strange noise? Dude, what? What's happening? He had never seen the chest before. Uh-oh. Something bad's about to happen, bro. I just feel it. Just an innocent book. Oh, is that the book we're reading, bro? What? Nathan Sanders presents. Hope I'm saying that right. Midnight Evil. Oh, long before
first human stood upright.
Okay, I gotta restart the whole thing because I put listening mode. Long before the first human stood upright and took their place in the world, there was a beautiful land that was ruled by what many would come to call the Fae. These ancient beings were worshipped by mankind, but they were feared. Humans were right to be afraid for though. It's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. You read a book and you gotta just look up and like see, like you don't know, someone might be creeping on me, bro. Creeping up on me. And you don't even like notice because you're like reading a book. But okay, let's get to reading. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness, watching us, waiting. Okay, this reading is kind of easy so far. Most were harmless enough, amusing themselves by causing mischief and playing pranks on the humans that crossed their paths. However, some had more sinister intentions. The Earthling, for example, have developed a liking for the taste of human children. These monsters are small, unnaturally fast, and impossible to kill. These monsters are unnaturally fast and impossible to kill. These monsters are unnaturally fast and impossible to kill. It was unlucky tragedy. Oh yeah, it was unlucky tragedy for my people that were decided to build our village here, right in the middle of Earthling territory. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. There aren't enough tears in this world to keep for their loss. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. There aren't enough tears in this world to keep for their loss. Okay, next page. We're in the next page. Fine. Thankfully, though, my grandmother taught me well in the way of my druid. Yeah, ways of my druid ancestors. I may not be able to kill the little beasts, but I was able to work out a spell that binds them to this book, and I can only hide it and pray that it will never falls into the hands of a child. Is my microphone working? because like I'm reading it and it's not like highlighting it. Like I already read this and it didn't even highlight it. I can only hide it and pray that it never falls into the hands of a child. If you are reading this, know that I'm truly sorry for the demons that have now been passed on to you. Opening the book will have awakened them, and I'm sure they will be... What is that even like? Opening the book will have awakened them, and I'm sure they were ravenously... I said that word wrong. Ravenously. That's how you say it. Ravenously. Hungry. Okay. I said that like, completely wrong. Like, okay, now, since I opened this book, now the demons has passed on to me. Do I just keep reading? Once the book is open, you must read it out loud from beginning to end in order to return them to their magical prison. Once a book is opened, you must read it out loud from beginning to end in order to return them to their magical prison. Be watchful. They only attack if you don't see them coming. Most importantly, once you finish this book, keep it hidden so that no one ever opens it again.
WIGS-FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Hello, darkness. My name is Nick Gloom. It's just me tonight. As you guys know, we answer game questions and talk tips and tricks. Well, Nate usually does. I don't really play most of those games. Anyway, let's get to the phones. First caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Nick. I'm wondering, how do I beat the final boss in Terminator Destruction?
How would I know that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm stuck here working for crap money. I still can't afford to buy new Atari games.
What's this guy talking about?
Would you like me to page Nate?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. Like I said, I'm working here. I don't usually come on the radio. So, I don't have as much of a bedside manner as Nate does. But it's totally fine. I bought a new OBasic book, which is the programming language for Atari, since I can't afford to buy my own Atari games, and I'm working on my own homebrew game. The pending title is Evil Midnight, where I'm not sure what you're going to have to do yet, but I think it's going to be a horror game, and it's going to be at nighttime, and it's going to be evil. Basically, you would do something all night, and then you would win. It's kind of like working here. I try to keep my head down all night, but Janet asks me to go on the air. And I'm always getting asked to do stuff. The more stuff I get asked to do, the more I get anxious and panic. It's a vicious cycle.
Is this some kind of life lesson? I just want to play Terminator.
Here's the thing.
Oh no, what just happened? I just keep reading? Okay, I need to like read it slow, you know what I mean? Because I think if I read it too fast, it's not gonna like highlight it because it's trying to like, I don't know how to... What was that? I thought someone was like trying to kill me. Hold up, okay. Little Maggie O'Brien was the first the children had been playing in Hoggins Forest when they all heard a noise, sensing no danger because there were so many of them. 12 children in all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. As they all searched in high-low, they soon realized that Maggie was missing. Fragically, they began
Oh, hell no!
Who the freak was that? I don't know. Let's keep reading. I think we have to read it all. Just for... Okay. Fragically. Is that how you say that word? Frantically? They began searching for their friend. She was a small girl who had loved to play hide and seek. What's happening? What's happening? Am I falling asleep? What does that even mean? Like, what am I doing? They began searching for their friend. She loved a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. I heard it! Where are you? Okay, I kind of like the room. You got the posters here. Dragons and Dungeons. Okay. Saw. Okay. Don't pay attention to all these. You got to pay attention to reading. We have to finish this book. We opened this book and there's no going back. We opened this book. There's no going back. Her big brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere, safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. What? Oh my gosh, what happened to my eye? What'd I do? I don't know what to do. Her big brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere, safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. Okay, there we go. The sun sank low in the sky and the forest grew dark. The children, frustrated and panicked, run back to the village to alert their parents that little Maggie was nowhere to be found. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. Next page. Okay, we gotta make sure the monsters ain't here. Okay, clear. The little girl's mother sobbed desperately as we all inspected every corner of those woods in the hopes of finding her. Her brother kept searching, tears streaming down his cheeks. I'm her big brother, he said, rubbing his eyes. I'm supposed to make sure nothing happens to her. It's not your fault, Colin. I assure him we'll find her soon and shall be no worse for the wear. I think I gotta drink some water, you know what I mean? Like, you always gotta drink water, because my voice... Alright. We'll find her soon, and shall be no worse for their wear. Oh, shoot, how'd you get in here? You know how he just disappears like that? Okay. He nodded, forced a smile, and we all continued looking. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. Or rather, what was left of her, which wasn't much. We were sure it was Maggie because she had worn her favorite hair bow that day. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing into the darkness. Poor Colin tried to tell us then. He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. Alright. He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. Next page. Thank you. Thank you, game. They were fat and green. He slammed with bright glowing eyes. I hear him. Oh, he's right there. What the frick? Okay. Alright. We have to finish a chapter. Really, game? We have to finish a chapter for like a checkpoint? We have to finish a chapter for another checkpoint, dude? What? The door's closed. Okay. Oh, my eyes. Come on. Wake up. The little Maggie O'Brien was the first. The children had been playing in Hoggins Forest when they all heard a noise, sensing no danger because there were so many of them. 12 children all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children in all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. Thank you. As they all searched high and low, they soon realized that Maggie was missing. She was a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. Her brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. The sun sank low in the sky and the forest grew dark. I see you! Now you open my window? Now you come through my window now? The children, frustrated and panicked, and ran back to the village to alert their parents that little Maggie was nowhere to be found. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. Next page. Thank you. The little girl's mother sobbed desperately as we all inspected every corner of those woods in the hopes of finding her. Her brother kept searching, tears streaming down his cheeks. "I'm her big brother," he said, rubbing his eyes. "I'm supposed to make sure nothing happens to her. It's not your fault, Colin. I assure him we will find her soon and shall be no worse for the wear." Bruh. We'll find her as soon as she'll be no worse for the wear. Thank you. I gotta like finish reading this, and I need to like go to the next chapter so I won't be able to start all over. Okay. Calm down, Isaiah. Oh my gosh, my eyeballs. Wake up. Ow! He nodded, forced a smile, and we're all continued to look. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he found her. Or rather, what was left of her, which wasn't much. We were sure it was Maggie because she had worn her favorite hair bow that day. I see you! Okay, now he's climbing into my closet, bro. Weren't you in the window? Her father plugged the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees. Her mother. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing into the darkness. Bruh, her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing into the darkness. Poor Colin tried to tell us then. He said that she has been covered in what he described as little green men. Next page. Thank you. Gotta make sure the monster ain't here. Okay, nice. They were fat and green. Oh my gosh, my eyeball. With bright glowing eyes, they were biting off bits of his skin and flesh. No one believed that lad. We all attributed. Oh my gosh! You were so close to me! Bro, why was he that close to me? We all have attributed the horrible ordeal to hungry wild animal. Of course, what else could possibly be scooping up what remaining of a little Maggie? The town folk set to work preparing her for her funeral. Okay, you didn't get that? You didn't get that game?
Nope.
I'm starting to not like this game. Of course, what else could it possibly be? Scooping up what remains of a little Maggie. The town folk set to work preparing for her funeral. We have no idea the horrors lay ahead. I thought to myself how strange of her wounds looked. I kept reading. I couldn't help but think back to what Colin had said about the little green men. It made me think of the stories my grandmother used to tell me. Oh, I see you. Get out of my way. It made me think the stories of my grandmother used to tell me. She said that our druid ancestors spoke to tiny creatures that lived long ago in the swamps and marshes surrounding our lands. She said that our druid ancestors spoke of the tiny creatures that lived long ago in the swamps and marshes surrounding our lands. The Yerkings, she called them. Am I saying that right? Is that Yerkings? Yerkings, right?
Nope.
There were 3 tribes, each beings their own breed of evil. One tribe I recall, she said were green and fat. They would turn children away from the safety and feast on their flesh. Thank you. Wiser claws. That's not claws. Next chapter, I think. Go. We didn't live near any swamps. Surely the boy's mind was playing tricks on him. Besides, I see you. No, you're not trying to kill me now, bro. I gotten this far. Besides, the Yerkins weren't real. Oh my gosh. Besides, the Yerkins weren't real. They couldn't be. Next chapter. Let's go. Oh my gosh, why did I take so long? I don't know. Guys, I'm a horrible reader. Hey, this is just a little practice for me, you know what I mean? Since, you know, I'm such a bad and unprofessional reader. I can be able to, you know, get a little practice in, you know what I mean? Okay, now what now? What now? Oh my gosh, of course. Chapter 2. Maggie O'Brien's funeral was just what anyone would expect. Everyone did their best to comfort the grieving parents. Colin kept to himself. Everyone assumed it was because he blamed himself. After his... I thought I heard something, bro. After his sister had been laid to rest. Is that rest? How you say that? Fest. That is an R. I think that is an R. After his sister had been laid to rest, I came to him to ask him how he was doing. After his sister had been laid to rest, I came to him and asked him to how he was doing. Okay, I kind of read that wrong. I kind of stuttered there. But hey, it's highlighted, so we read it already, okay? Now we have to read it again. Oh my gosh, my eyes, wake up! He looked up at me, eyes red from either crying, lack of sleep, or combination, bro. He looked up at me, eyes red from either crying, lack of sleep, or a combination of the two, and said I really saw them, the little green monsters. My heart ached as I put my arms around the boy. I kept telling myself that selling his little sister in pieces couldn't have been easy for him. He was just in shock. He was just in shock. I see you. Let's go. You see how I turned that fast? I was like, yeet. You know what I mean? Hey, I have good reflexes. Oh gosh, my eyes. What the frick was that? The green ones had round bellies and piercing blue eyes. She said they could be heard if you walk deep in the swamp. Get out of here. She said they could be heard if you walk deep in the swamp at night. Next page. Thank you. They would laugh and sing as they danced around their tiny campfires, which would appear only as tiny flickering lights through the trees. They were at least lethal of the three tribes, but every bit as evil. The ped ones were more temperamental and even faster than their green cousins. They didn't sing or dance around campfires, and their celebrations were a bit more gruesome. Oh my gosh! Oh, he was so close to me. They prefer to eat children from the inside out. Why? They prefer to eat children from the inside out. I heard him. It was even thought by some that they were only fed because they were stained by the blood of their victims. Furify, red, bristle like hairs sprouted from the tops of their heads, and their growling yellow eyes seemed cold and calculating. They had white skin and were wild, untamed blue hair that followed out in every direction. Guys, I know my reading sucks. I don't like this book. The most unsettling thing about them was that they had no eyes at all. Yet they somehow were the most mean and efficient killers of the three. Grandmother said that their long, wifey hair would somehow sense the presence and location of children. Presence? Did I say that right? Okay, I said that right. There were some things that all three tribes had in common. Prepared to eat after midnight and would only attack if the child didn't make direct eye contact with them. Get out of my way. I assured myself that the O'Brien girl being attacked barely after sunset meant that she had have been the victim of the wild animal attack. A few of them men in the village came together to hunt down the beast that killed the girl. I'm literally like hearing sounds and they're not even coming. They came back 2 days later carrying the carcass of the large wolf. I see you. Get out of my way. The whole village breathed a sigh of relief and big celebration was held. Nice. We're into the next chapter, guys. The only besides myself that remained anxiety and the only one besides myself that remained anxious was calling anxious. That's what the word is. Looking at the face that the night, I knew that he believed the creatures that killed Maggie were still out there waiting. He was right.
WIGS-FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Hello, darkness. Welcome to the top of the hour. Again, I'm your host, Nick Gloom, filling in for Nate tonight. That was an interesting hour, I must say. I don't know, Janet, I feel like these kids don't like me. Hey, Janet, do you like me? And she's walking away, folks. Anyway, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Nick, just calling in, wanted to say that you suck.
I just had a feeling that was coming. I feel like I'm not as approachable as Nate is. Oh yeah, so anyway, I forgot there's a sponsor slot I was supposed to fill last hour. This one goes out to all you greasy, pizza-faced listeners. Are you tired of popping pimples?
Ew, gross.
Do some zits appear over and over and you have to keep popping them?
Gross.
Kind of like that popular video game, Mole Whacker? From the creators of Simple Pimple comes the revolutionary cream, Pimple Buster. The all-in-one, scientifically formulated pimple-destroying cream. Call 155-PIM-PLES. But hurry before supplies run out. That's 155-PIMPLES. You know, Janet, I think Evil Midnight could use some Mole Whacker inspiration. Something to keep the player on their toes. Or at least that last prank caller could drink some of that Pimple Buster. I don't know what it is.
Alright guys, next chapter. I don't even know what's going on, bro. I literally don't know what's going on. The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. I couldn't help but remember what grandmother had since about that red yerklings. They would burrow inside the victim the way out. Could it be that we were brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would come soon enough. Bro, stop. Why does he do that? What's like, I don't get that. Jacob McLaren was found torn in shreds in his bed the following morning. Oh, that's a different monster. That's a different monster. What the freak? Another devastated family and another funeral this soon after Maggie didn't sit well with anyone. The atmosphere became even more tense and comfortable. I insisted on inspecting Jacob's remains myself just to reassure myself that there was nothing hiding inside. Colin approached me afterwards asking what I was looking for him. It was nothing but... I told him it was nothing, but he knew better. You believe about the monsters, don't you? His young face was determined as he spoke. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. But the words caught my throat, and as much as I tried, I couldn't lie. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. Tell me exactly what happened. Colin took a deep breath, working up his nerve. It was so dark, but I had a good torch. It was dark, but I had a good torch. I called her name. You're gone now? Okay. I called her name over and over. She didn't answer. Then I heard something. It sounded like chewing. I took a few more steps and saw her laying there. All over her were these fat little green monsters. I called her name over and over. She didn't answer. Then I heard something. It sounded like a chewing. It sounded like chewing. I took a few more steps and saw her laying there. I didn't hear it. I didn't even hear it. We have to start all back to chapter 3. Freaking the first word, bruh. Alright, well, nah. Okay, you know what? I'm into here, guys. As y'all see, I'm not the best reader. But I just wanted to try it out, bro. I just wanted to try out, like, what can I, like... Well, I can get better. Alright? I'm gonna get better. Okay?
Nope.
Well, there we go, guys. That was Midnight Evil. Hopefully we'll do the ending. I heard there is an ending in this game. There is ending. So yeah. I think we're about to finish the book, but I don't know when we'll finish the book. But hopefully we'll finish the book in the future someday. I don't know. Who knows? But you know what I mean. Come back to this game. You know, like, hey, if you suck at reading, you can just. But like, I don't know what was wrong with my mic. Like, I read it. Like, some of the words don't, like, get highlighted. Like, I'm reading it and they don't get highlighted. Like, you gotta, like, read, like, parts of it. You gotta, like, read parts of it. And then when you read, and then wait for it to highlight. And then you go to the next word. And then you go to the next sentence to read. But, you know, anyways, I don't know. It just might be my game or my microphone or... I'm probably just saying it wrong. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me reading horribly. Okay, guys. Hopefully we see the ending. I'll see you guys in the next one. Isaiah's out. And everyone stay safe. And later.